Hello, hello, it's June Olson with Junebug Creations, independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, coming to you live from Kalispell, Montana. And it is Friday, it is 3:33 Mountain Time, and it is time for Paper Pumpkin Playdate. This is the new time because it seems to work best on the days that I have card clubs. So this morning I had a 10 a.m. card club here in my studio, and this evening I have a 6 p.m. card club here in my studio. And then tomorrow I have the Zoom card club at 10 a.m. However, this Paper Pumpkin time will be able to be consistent because it is in between the two local classes. So yay! We'll see if we can keep that going, not making appointments, and just make this consistent for you so that you can join in when you have the opportunity. And there's always, of course, the replays. We love replays, right? Because sometimes it just doesn't work out. So let's go ahead and the question I asked, oh jeepers, I just forgot the question. Let me take a peek over at Facebook because it's easier to find that. Can you believe that? I forgot the question I asked. So my question to you is not there yet. Let's see, here we go. All right, let's try this one more time. Well, I asked a question yesterday. Do you have your kit? Do you not have your kit? Hi, Joanne. Great to see you on here. Thanks for joining me. And then I also asked yesterday if today's kit had one surprise inside, what would you hope it would be? Okay, what kind of surprise inside that you weren't expecting do you think you would want it to be? Me, I'm always up for either another stamp set or more ink. Everyone loves ink, right? Let's get that ink going. So let's see, where is it? Joanne, you're on Facebook, right? Why is my Facebook not showing that I'm live? That is so bizarre. Joanne, you're on Facebook, right? It says I'm live, but it's not showing the live post. All right, let me go out and go back in because, of course, I want to make sure that you can see me and make sure that I'm not live somewhere else. That wouldn't be good. Huh. The last thing I see on my Facebook is the 30-minute warning, although it says I am live. All right, let me check my phone, see what's going on. Maybe it's just the computer or something. What all are you seeing? So you are live. Okay, I'm live. Why is it not showing me that I'm live? That's weird. Even on my phone, it's not. It says I'm live. All right, well, it shows Joanne showing up on the Facebook. I'm not sure why it's not showing up on mine, on my phone or my computer, but that's okay. As long as you all can see me, I'm good. I'm happy. All right, let's go ahead and get started. Oh, I was going to look. Joanne, what's the question at the top? What's the question at the top of my post? Because I can't seem to get my post to come up. That's why I was looking. How crazy is that, right? I've never not been able to see my post, but it is not showing up on my Facebook page. Let's see if I can figure out. Let's see. I think, oh, if you could take a leisurely bike ride anywhere, where would you go? Where would you go? Automatic car washes, are they worth it? Oh, that was one of my 613 posts. The one that you're on is where it should have that about the leisurely bike ride. So I don't know. I always ask questions at the beginning of my posts, whether it's just an announcement of what's coming, whether it's an advertisement for a special, whether it's a letting you know about my lives, whether it is the actual live, there's usually right up above a question that I ask. It's just one of the things I've learned as I've learned about Facebook and social media in general. So I've always asked a question, you'll notice. I don't always get answers, but I always ask the question. So let's see. Okay. Yeah, the automatic car washes, that was one of the, I guess that was yesterday's 6:13 p.m. question. I just started doing those, I think in the past month. I think it's been almost a month that I've been asking the 613 questions just to get to know everybody and people can get to know me. It's been fun seeing the answers and chatting back and forth about more details on some of the questions. I am having fun coming up with the questions as well. Yes, it's there. Okay, so about the long bike ride, where would you take a nice leisurely bike ride to? I would one day, my goal is to, didn't put my phone on do not disturb. One day, my goal is to ride in Glacier National Park. I need to get my bike fixed and ready to do that and start practicing around here. But I'm hoping within the next year or so to be able to go ride my bike in Glacier National Park when they don't have the cars open, so that there's no danger of the cars. I don't trust car drivers. I don't want to be on the road with them. All right, let's go ahead and switch cameras and get started on this awesome kit. I want to see, you know how I try and stay completely away from these kits before they come, before I open them online on here. And I guess not all my friends know that, because I had a friend the other day show me the cards from the kit, and I was trying not to look too closely at them, and then I was looking for something somewhere else. I was on, I think, Facebook, and I made the mistake of coming across a post. We'll use that as scrap. Coming up across a post that had the cards and alternates already, and yeah. So I already have an idea what's in here. So my usual surprise will not be as big because I saw it ahead of time. All right, so we are using Calypso Coral, and I knew in advance because we do know in ahead what color our stamp ink spot is going to be. So I grabbed my regular size ink pad. And then we have these, oh, there's an actual bicycle. How wonderful. We have some butterflies, some a bike. We have some flowers. Have a lovely day. Thank you and best wishes. Oh, that's a great stamp set right there. That's a great stamp set. That is so worth this. And then we have our wonderful tissue paper that you have seen me use periodically, like last month, on the card. Otherwise, I use it for wrapping things for people, you know, little treats and things. So I'll set that aside, set this aside, and we will, let's not throw the scissors. We'll use our scissors. This is an all-inclusive kit, so scissors are really all you need to make what's in the kit because everything else comes with the kit. When you get your very first kit, you will get a block for your stamps so that you can stick them on there. Now, what we have done, some of us have done, we have taken blocks from other kits and glued them together so that we have it a little bit thicker than on its own. That's something you can do or you don't have to do. It's completely your choice. Here is where our stamp set is. So I use that to help me put the stamps back on there. Shows me all the ingredients in the kit and then the coordinating colors, which are basic black, Calypso Coral, crushed curry, Lost Lagoon, Old Olive, pecan pie, and silver. All right, and then there are our cards. So we have 3 cards, 3 of each design, so 9 cards in the kit. And there's such lovely cards. I like that. Oh my gosh. Here we go. Looking forward to this. I am ready to play with this and create some fun alternates. Oh my gosh, look how big those bikes. Oh, it's only part of a bike. How cool. All right, I think we're going to be needing one of those. So let's go ahead, and we have our linen thread, my favorite, my absolute favorite, because it goes with everything. That's what I love about it. All right, so Joanne says this question is in the description. You like the idea of the Glacier National Park bike riding it? Yeah, I think that would be fun. It would take a lot of work. There's some steep inclines. There are some steep inclines. You haven't thought about it? Haven't ridden a bike for a long time? Oh, I've not ridden a whole lot as I grew up. Ron and I had bought bikes when we got together, and then we went on rides occasionally. And after Kitar was born, we went on rides a couple times, but we have not used them the way we should have used them, but would like to use them. All right, so we have our dimensionals. They are mini dimensionals, so the little ones. We have some glue dots, and we have some silver butterflies. All right, so let's get these all together. All right, so we have this one. I won't put that in there. So this is card 3. Here are our envelopes. I'm going to look at the front to see. Oh no, they actually put it on here as to what envelope goes with what. So this is 2. This is 1. And this is 3. Sometimes they tell us the envelopes, sometimes they don't. If they're all the same, they don't tell us. And if they're not all the same, sometimes they forget to tell us. All right, so this one is falling out. It goes on 1. So we'll just put that aside. This goes on here. All right, here we go. Here is number 2. All color coordinated. That's what I love about Stampin' Up! And then we have number 3, or number 1. And here we have this one, which goes with number 1. This one, which goes with number 3. This big one. So it's not full bikes. This is the only full bike I see so far, besides the stamp. So we'll crack this off. There we go. And then there's this right here, and this right here, and that goes there. And then we have this one that goes there, and then we have this one. Looks like we're going to be popping some things up with our dimensionals. And then we have this. So we have this one that goes here. This one goes there. One of these goes right there. And then one of these banners goes right here. All right, and then we have more. We have one of these goes there. We have that bike already. And then this one, let's see, this one goes here. I think that's it. Let's double check. So we have this piece, the bike, and this piece. And then we have this piece, this piece, this piece, and the bike. And then we have this piece, this, and this. All right, I think we're good. Let's get started with card 1. So we're going to move these aside like that. Move the envelope over here. Card 1 goes with the dark side down, and we're going to fold it. Now I see some double siding of these wonderful cards. So you can bet that I'm probably going to be cutting this. And I think we're going to do what we did last time. Nope, I'm going to go ahead and make it as designed because I did not think ahead and create some card bases. Last time I got lucky and I had some white ones. All right, so Joanne says an electric bike might be good for Glacier Park. I can see where you're saying that because, yeah, it wouldn't be as hard of work, but I kind of wanted the hard work, if that makes sense. So I want to do the work. I want to ride the bike, not just cruise through. So I think that, yeah, I'm not sure how I feel about electric bikes. I know a lot of people love them, and that's great. I'm just not sure how I feel about an electric bike for myself. I always loved riding my bike. So I like the whole pedaling and everything like that. So I think I would be more inclined to want to just, here we go, just do the, here we go, just do the pedaling for myself. All right, so we need some, but I do know people here who have used them, and I know that a lot of people rent them, and you can rent them around here. So I'm sure nowadays you can probably rent them anywhere. It's amazing what people can turn into a business, especially in a tourist town. That's you know, we have snowmobile rentals, you have not swim gear, but like boating gear rentals, you have skiing rentals, you have bike, electric bike, as well as mountain bike equipment included and everything. So if people love it and they want to have a business for it and there's a need for it in this town, they have found a way to turn it into a business. All right, so we're going to stamp "Have a lovely day." Looks like it's pretty much centered. So I'm going to hold it there a minute. I don't want to squish it down. I want to make sure that I cover the whole thing and then lift it up, and that helps make sure that the ink soaks in. And then we're going to stamp this on here. Excuse me, I think I need a drink of water. My mouth just got really dry. Okay. All right, so we want to line this up with those light colored shadows. There we go. And that's it for the stamping. So now it's all about putting it together. Pretty quick and easy. So this is going to have dimensionals on it. This is going to have glue dots on it. This is going to have dimensionals on it. And this is going to have dimensionals on it. Now, they gave us these. Yes, the minis. All right. I am going to use some of the minis. Actually, I'm going to cheat and use my regular size because I can. I've given you fair warning many a times that I will use these when and where I can, and this is one of them. This is one of those times when I'm going to use the regular size ones because then I don't feel like I have to use so many. Here we're going to need minis. So I'm going to use a page I've already started. One thing I wanted to let you know, I don't think of this if I've said it before, you can see there's a difference in thickness between these two. This is the one that comes in the kits. It's a little thicker than the ones that come in the packages you buy. So make sure you're not crossing over and using these ones with the ones from the kit, because they won't be the same. You won't have that flush look if you cross over and you mix them up. So that's why I started using these. So then I pulled out the package ones so that they are the same thickness. All right. And I need a couple minis over here because I couldn't get away with no minis at all. I worked on it. I got away with mostly no minis. They're calling for a lot of them on here, and one on the seat. So I guess I used a combination. And then we want some dimensionals on here. So I'm going to do this. I just feel like the regular size minis, or the regular size dimensionals, give a less of a wobbly kind of look. Yeah, I know I can pedal when I want, but it's going to be a heavier bike too with a motor on it. I'm used to a 10 speed, or I had a 12 speed. Sadly, I sold it before we moved away from Tucson, and I have regretted that ever since because I feel more comfortable on that bike. I do have a mountain bike, but it's not the kind of mountain bike where you would go crazy on it. It's a more for moderate. I would like it to do just like trail kind of things. I'm not really a mountain biker. I'm not adventurous in that way. If there's a possibility of me getting seriously hurt or losing a lot of skin, that's not my kind of activity. Kind of a chicken, I guess you could say. The idea of going down a mountain on a bike, no. Whereas my son did the mountain biking trails and loved it and frequently came home missing some skin. And that's not for me. So that's why I like the idea of Glacier, because it would be on a road. And yeah, if I had a electric bike, I would probably just be lazy and not pedal. Certainly wouldn't be pedaling uphill. That's the part that I would dread, is the uphill. And that's why it hasn't been done. It's just something I'd eventually like to do. But I know I definitely need to work my way up to it because I am not in that kind of shape at this time. I was once, but I'm not currently. So, do you ride when you rode? Did you ride for fun, or did you ride for to just get somewhere? Because I used to just ride to ride. I loved bike riding when I was a kid. I would go everywhere on my bike. All right, so now we're going to put this so that it is almost off. Let's see, I put that too far over. I didn't pay attention to the picture, so we're going to move that one because it was going to sit up on here, and that's not going to work because that will be too. So we want this right here to the edge. There we go. Like that. And then this is going to go right on top here. All right, so it just gives it more of that 3D look. And we're going to tie a bow. Joanne, you'll be happy to know that the bow in your card club packet for tomorrow is already tied for you. I was nice. I tied it already. It is a linen thread bow, so I just went ahead and tied it. I know. You're welcome. Okay, here we go. Yeah, riding bikes for fun. I just want to start riding here in my neighborhood. That would be so nice to be able to do that again. We used to live on a highway, so you couldn't do that. There was no way I was riding my bike on a highway. So now that we're in a neighborhood and we've got lots of quieter streets, I definitely want to get back to that, to just not just get in shape, but just get back in the hang of riding. It's been a while. Just get comfortable with it again. And I don't like wearing the helmet, so that's why I like the idea of riding around in the neighborhood, because I don't like wearing the helmet. I don't mind on the motorcycle, but just here in the neighborhood, I probably would not bother wearing a helmet. So yes, I did make my son wear a helmet. And when he was doing the mountain biking, he was definitely wearing a helmet. All right, here we go. Here is card 1. We've gotten way sidetracked. I think I'm just going to do something fun. Oh, here we go. And I'm going to do that bike. The front part of that bike on here, because we have the back part on the card. So I'm just going to do the front part. All right. Right here. So there's the front end of that bike. And then the back end is on the other side. That didn't. I wonder if I'll be able to line that up right. Let's see. Did I? Oh, I did. Yay me. All right. So there you have it. We have card 1, and we put the front of the bike on the envelope. All right, here we go. There's card 1. Let's go ahead and tackle card 2. Here we go. Let's go ahead and do the stamping first. So we're going to stamp Best Wishes. Let's pull that out. And we're going to use these flowers. All right. Oh, did I miss the butterflies? I did miss the butterflies. We have 3 little butterflies on card 1. I don't know why I frequently miss out on those. I noticed that last week that I forgot to do the gems. So 1, 2, oh, and then we have one right on here. All right, so there we go. We have a little bit of sparkle and shine. Okay, so we have these 2. Let's get some more stamps, or not stamps. These are stamps. So when you see me rubbing this is just me conditioning. I knew you would like that, Joanne. If Beth was here this month, she would like that too. California Beth. All right. Here we go. So I'm just conditioning them, getting all the sticky stuff off. You can just stamp multiple times, or you can just kind of rub. Some people rub it on their pants, but then I feel like it picks up all the lint. So I don't do that. So let's go back over to card 2. We're going to do Best Wishes on here. Like this. Looks like the little license plate that you might have for fun on yours, on your bike. And then we're going to do these flowers in each of these sections. All right, let's turn it around so it matches the shape. Here we go. I'm not pressing hard, I'm just pressing firmly so that the ink really has a chance to soak in. Like this. And then again, like this. So Pretty cool. They have all this greenery and we get to stamp the flowers in it. That's lovely. All right, so let's put the card together because that's it. These are fairly simple cards. So we're going to fold this like this. And again, you know, it's double-sided. You can make more cards. You can do all kinds of things with it. So I've already got ideas swirling around in my head. This is going to get glued down like this, except we're putting dimensionals on it. So let's just start doing that. Whew, this is going to take a lot of dimensionals. It is a big piece. So good thing I have more in my little toolbox here. All right, let's see. We're going and going. Here we go. Oh, we got some more over here. Let's see. So we're putting so much so that it's not saggy, because of course we don't want any sag. And we're gluing or adhering something else on top. So we want to make sure not to have any sag. And then we want over here on the handlebars, we want to make sure to have some, and here's where I'm going to use my minis. All right, and then of course we want to take our papers off. I happen to have nails that I can use and they work well. If you struggle with getting these off, I highly recommend using your take your pick tool. It's a great tool to have for all kinds of things. And taking these little backings off is one of them, like this. All right, and then it just picks it up and moves it right along. All right, let's zoom in just a little bit. So we're going to set this here, line it up in the corner and across the bottom like that. Takes up the whole card. Very cool. This would be really cool for a nice lost my train of thought. For a nice scrapbook page. It would be a great scrapbook page. So we have that. Just kind of zigzagging them across here. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a piece of this for the license plate. All right. I use my whole thing. Then take off these and line them up. There we go, like that. How fun. I don't know, when I rode around with the basket on the front of my bike, I did not have flowers in it. I may have had a doll or a stuffed animal in it. Maybe a friend trying to sit in it, right? Remember that? Trying to get your friends all piled onto your bike. We did that too. What would you put in the basket up front? If you had a basket up front on your bike, what did you put in it? If I went to the store to get something for my mom or just for myself or whatever, I would probably have had the bag of stuff there. All right, I'm going to put that there. So let's go ahead and grab this. Pop this off. I'm going to roll it up a little bit with my take your pick tool. And then I'll set this on here like that. They've got it in a different spot, but I'm going to do it this way. All right. And then we have some butterflies. So we have one over here. I know there's three. Oh, And then we have one over here. And we have one over here. All right, so there we go. Card 2. That was simple and easy, right? Just a little bit of stamping. Have you cracked your box open yet? You don't remember, but you did have a basket at one time. Yeah, so I remember when I was little, my first bike with the big banana seat, and it was really brightly colored, like very 70s hippie-ish colored. It was black with lots of different bright colors, and I had the big handlebars that came up, and I had a little basket, a white, I think it was a white one with flowers on it. And then later when I had my 12 speed, I had the rack on the back with the 2 side saddle baskets, so I could hold my school stuff better in there when I used to ride to school, because we had to ride to school. We didn't live far enough away to catch the bus. But we lived at least a mile away, but it was not considered enough to catch the bus. So this one, I'm going to go ahead and do the front of my bike again on here. This time I'm not going to do it so fast, so the ink has a chance to soak in, so that I don't have to redo it like last time. I do learn. See, I learn. All right, so you don't remember, but you did have a basket, and you opened the box to look at it, but you haven't done it yet. Oh, well, I'm going to be starting a Paper Pumpkin Power Hour Zoom that we can get together once a month and work on our paper pumpkin kits. And then I'm going to share during that time, I'm going to share an alternate that I don't share here on Paper Pumpkin Playdate. So it will be exclusive to those that show up for the Paper Pumpkin Power Hour. Here we go. All right, that is card 2. Let's tackle card 3. These have not been challenging at all. They've been really nice and fun to go together. Oh, I like that. Look at that. All right, so we're going to do some stamping first. So up here on here, we're going to stamp on that. Then we're going to stamp over here on this. And we're going to stamp on this. So let's start with our sentiment and our flowers. We already have those flowers out, so we'll go ahead and use that. All right, let's stamp. Ooh. All right, here we go. Let's see if I got it in there right. I like to just set it on there for a bit so that it really soaks in. I did pretty good lining that up. On here, it's the thank you. And then we're going to also be using the butterfly. So we're using every single stamp. I love when they have us use every single stamp. Every now and then they have one that we don't use everything. All right, so we have this, and then we're going to do this. We're going to do these on one side and this one on the other side. So I'm just going to rub it and condition it so I get all the factory sticky stuff off of there, like that. And then the same thing. It kind of works really good to use this part of my hand. All right, so we're going to do the thank you, and we want this way, and we're going to center it. I think before next week I need to re-ink my ink pad. It seems very low. It doesn't seem to be as dark as I think it should be. All right, so we're going to do our one lone one. Notice this is why oh, you can't see. So I've been getting ink from the outside edges. You can kind of see how the center, I've used all the ink from there. So I've been taking it from the darker areas we're going to do that one right there. All right, and then we're going to turn it over, and we're going to ink these guys up in these areas. And they're going to go this way. All right. Yep, I definitely need to re-ink this before we gather together next Friday for Paper Pumpkin Playdate. All right, let's bring this in. This card is another horizontal card or landscape card, depending on what you want to call it, like this. This is going to have dimensionals on it. It's going right here, so tone on tone for that. Ooh, dimensionals. All right, I'm running low. Running low on dimensionals. May end up having to use more of the other ones, and that's okay. Here we go. Let's trim that up. There we go. So we'll pull these off. So I'm not sure why the paper pumpkin, not sure why the dimensionals from the kits are a little thicker, but that has been my observation. Check them out. See if I am correct. Maybe my eyes are not seeing what I think they're seeing. I don't know, but I'm pretty sure that that's what I have discovered. All right, so then we're going to glue this onto here. Nope, let's do this here. All right, so what are we doing? We're doing dimensionals on the back of here. I'm going to go ahead and use these minis because I am out of regular size ones. So we're going to use these. They only use 3. I'm using 4. And the little ones is where I really like using the take your pick tool. Really, seriously. You'd love that? Yes. Hopefully it's a day I can join. Yeah, it's going to be, I'm still working on it. I'm trying to decide a Friday evening or a Saturday afternoon, because the other Zoom I want to start doing is for non-paper pumpkin, pretty much anything else. And I want to do, it's called Kit and Caboodle. So you can bring your other kits, you can bring your paper pumpkin if you want. It can be anything you want to work on, kind of thing. So one is going to be a paper pumpkin power hour that will be focused on paper pumpkin and getting your kits done. And then I'll do an alternate. I'll share an alternate and send those people who show up. Then we'll get the ingredients for the alternate. Let's see. All right, then there's that one. And then this is going to go over here. Again on dimensionals. Wow, everything is really dimensionalized. I think were I to do these, I would not do quite so many dimensionals. I don't use a ton. I do like them, but I don't put everything, I don't dimensionalize everything. Because this is now 3 layers, because we did dimensionals on here, and then we're doing dimensionals on here, and this is dimensional. So that's a lot. That's a kind of thick card. All right. So you could lay some of it flat. All right, then we have this one with dimensionals. I'm going to do I'm going to do a few more because I don't like it when my sentiment is kind of wonky. All right, and so then we need a piece of linen thread. I don't cut it as long as they say. I feel that's just way too long. So this is the one where we're just kind of folding it in thirds. Here we go, folding it in thirds, and we're going to use a glue dot on the center here, like this, and that's what's going to hold it down. So there we go. Trying to get these flat like that, and then this is going to be right here. Ooh, that came off. We don't want that. That got messed up. All right, let's try that again. We don't want that. All right, so I've got another one here. And I'm going to put another one right here. And glue dots were on the back of this. And now these glue dots are great because they really stick well. They stick. They stick. All right, here we go. Last card, last piece. Come on. I don't know why I'm having struggles with it. All right, here we go. So yes, so Joanne, I'm sure between the two of them, you'll be able to pick something that works for you. We're gonna do this over here like that. All right, and then we have, do we have no metal butterflies because we stamped those other butterflies. So there we go. Aren't those cute? I love them. I love them. And once again, we're going to do this where we do the front of the bike, because can't do the back of the bike over here as easily. I probably could, but as easy. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. All right, we'll just do more of it. All right, because I took the ink from the center, and so that's why I'm doing this. All right, there we go. Here we go. Love, love, love these cards. How amazing. Oh, you could even do the flowers or the butterflies on the inside. We could play with that. Let's see. We could do, here we go. We could do butterfly on the inside. Like that. And then we could do a couple of the little butterflies down there. All right, cute, cute, cute. Okay, that one's done on the inside. Let's see what we could do over here on the inside. We could use those flowers on the inside. Where are those flowers? There they are. We could use them like this. And we could do it up here again. So I'm it's kind of shaped like a pie wedge. So I'm just kind of doing them right next to each other to give them that look. There we go. I like that. I like doing opposite corners, and I tend to do the top left and the bottom right, but you could do it the other way as well. You could also do it across the bottom or something like that. So then we have these. Let's see what those flowers look like going across the bottom. Let's start over here. Look at that. 3 of them fit there. So you could do it across the bottom and across the top. If you want, you could do a bike on the inside. You can mix up the flowers and the butterflies. Ooh, let's stick a butterfly in there. Now that I mention it, let's do that just to add a little something. All right. So we have our 3 paper pumpkin cards from the June 2026 Bikes and Blooms. Let's zoom out just a smidget so you can see all 3 of them. Here we go. There is card 1, card 2, and card 3. I like them. What do you think? On a scale of 0 to 10, where are you with these cards? I'm thinking I'm like an 8 or 9, and I can already see ideas of things that I would do a little differently or how I would change it up. I like it. I like it a lot. Very cool. I love the different sizes of bikes too, instead of it always being the same bike. And I really love that they gave us a bike, because I can see myself using this with the Waterside Retreat one, because there's all those boardwalks in it, right? We could do some mixing and matching between kits. I need to work on that too. All right, so stay tuned for future information. It's coming soon for a Paper Pumpkin Power Hour, where we'll get together and work on our kits, and I will share a alternate that I don't share here on any of my lives. And then for those people who show up for that, they will get the ingredients, the little extra ingredients that I use to make the card. The other thing is a Zoom kit and caboodle, where you can bring your kits or you can bring whatever other projects you're working on, and we'll just have an hour or so to play. I'm thinking about 90 minutes to 2 hours for that one, because we tend to go past time anyways. I also, before I forget, let's go back to the desk camera. Here we go. We have the birthday. I don't know why they have this blurry. That kind of messes with my eyes. So easy style cards, easel style cards, stand up to display. So this is next month's kit, the July kit. Hooray for birthdays. Subscribe before the 10th of July. So you still have about a week or so, I guess about a week and a half you have to subscribe to get this next one, and they are all going to be some fun easel cards. Then we have Kindred Greetings, textured card bases and envelopes. So we see some techniquing going on here. We have these wonderful cutouts, so that's going to be super fun. And that one you'll want to subscribe by the 10th of August. Then we have Aspens of Gratitude. Sadly, we just had to cut all of our aspens down because they were dying. So that makes me sad. And now we're going to have these great cards. This is by September 11th, hand-painted watercolor designs. And then we have the dies, and I happen to have them already. So here are the dies for this 3rd quarter set of stamps and paper pumpkin kits. So here are the dies. We have some flowers that build with these 2 blooms. We have a leaf, and then we have a great circle that is stitched. All right, gotta love stitched circles. I'm curious, I'm gonna check. I'm curious whether this is a different size circle than the other ones we've had in the past, and then the ones that are in the stylish stylish die. So I'm going to check and see, and I'll let you know for next week. So we have, let's see, Timid Tiger will be the Stampin' Spot for the birthday kit. Gray Granite will be the Stampin' Spot for the Kindred Greetings. And Early Espresso will be the Stampin' Spot for the Aspens of Gratitude. So get your subscription. Also wanted to let you know, I am sad to say, Wild Bunch is sold out. If you didn't get yours, I am very sad for you because it has been a huge hit and there have been lots and lots of ideas online. I know you haven't seen mine yet. I haven't even had a chance to play with it. Dang, I know. But we still have this wonderful patterned designer series paper, the Berry Botanical Vellum. So I am working on making some cards with this, including other items and stamps. One of them, of course, is the Wild Bunch, because when I started to play with it, yeah, I was using this as well. I just didn't get a live out or finish with my playing. So I wish you a great rest of your Friday. I wish you a fantastic weekend. Joanne, thank you for joining me today. I will see you tomorrow for Card Club. And if you catch this on the replay, thank you for taking the time to watch. Have a great Friday and an awesome weekend. See you next week on Tuesday at 11:11 for a kit together. Bye-bye.